Happy KO, everyone. Got an email from a Happy KO client wondering if we would oblige him making a video on, well, here, let me read it. Let me read it to you. Let's see, where is it? I can't find it. Anyway, the email was basically wondering if we would make a video on troubleshooting some sustain pedal issues. This particular person had a different keyboard than a NORD, stage 3, from Clavia. But nonetheless, he had a keyboard that had a sustain pedal plugged into it, and he says it works intermittently, just like mine did. I already made a video on how to repair a pedal that's not switching the button. You can click on that video here. But here are some further ways of troubleshooting if that's not the issue you're having. And this is the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm busting out a fan favorite to demonstrate this with. The M-Audio SP2 sustain pedal from M-Gear. This thing, as you know, me and Drew have been obsessed with ever since we bought it. So we're going to be using this to do our demonstration. That's definitely going to be in the thumbnail to get extra views. So first I'll unplug this dog shit sustain pedal, and I'll plug in the M-Audio SP2 sustain pedal. Now see how on the NORD it says, oops, there's control pedal, organ swell, and sustain pedal. If you're having an issue with your sustain pedal, it could be because this isn't plugged into the right one. So be sure to plug that into sustain pedal. Okay. Another issue you might be having, is how to use the sustain pedal in the first place. Sometimes people press it too soon or too late when they're holding their note. So you have to push the sustain pedal while you're holding the note with your hand. Okay? I know that sounds basic to a lot of you, but some people screw this up. So you might get kind of a choppy, kind of half sustain if you push it too late. So you have to be sure that your hand is on the note when you push down on the sustain pedal. Then you can lift your hand up. If you do this, and let go and then push it, it's not going to do it. But if you go like that, then it'll work. So sorry about that. I had to get a little distracted there. Yeah, still got it. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the sustain pedal issues. Okay, so that's another troubleshooting issue you might have, is be sure that you're pushing that after you press the note. Stop rolling your eyes. So if your pedal is sustaining while you're not pressed, while it's not pressed, and then when you press it, it's not sustaining, so it's doing the opposite of what it should be doing. It could be because your keyboard has a setting in the system that you need to switch, basically. On the NORD, you go to Shift, you hold Shift, and then you click System right here. Then you go over to page, then you go over to page 8, sustain pedal type. So this is on auto, but if it's on closed, it'll sustain it without me pushing the sustain pedal. And then when I push the sustain pedal, it shuts off. So that may need to be flipped over to open, or in this case auto. You can do open though. That should be the same. Yep. Also, if you have a NORD sustain pedal itself, like the triple pedal, this one has a triple pedal option. So yours might have a custom pedal that's very compatible with your keyboard. You may have to check that as well. So that's another issue. Okay, if you don't even have a sustain pedal, but you still want to be able to sustain piano notes sometimes, maybe for a recording or something like that, what you can do is actually switch off the piano section. We don't need that. Go to the synthesizer section on this keyboard. Go to sample right here where the 2 lights are lit up, and I'm gonna hold down shift and scroll, and I think on mine it's like 174 or something, but you can actually download more of them. Anyway, this is an acoustic piano, so it still sounds like a piano. It's not quite as good, but it's close. And then there's a button here called KB Hold. If you see KB Hold on your piano, you can switch that on and it'll sustain it for you. And then the last option that I can think of to help you kind of sustain if you don't have a sustain pedal is to flip on a effect. You can do reverb. So you switch on reverb and maybe you set it to very long. Put it in a big room. That's kind of like sustaining. So it's holding the note for you because it's reverb. So those are some options for troubleshooting your sustain pedal, and also if you don't have a sustain pedal, how you can use other tools to give you the similar effect. If none of these are working, I would say also check to make sure that this is plugged in all the way. Make sure that that's plugged in correctly to the correct one. All the way to the correct one. And if you've tried all of these things, including the thing in that video, that other video I have that I told you to click up here, if you've tried that plus all these other things and the sustain pedal is still not working, I would say you probably have to buy a new sustain pedal, or worst case scenario, a new keyboard. Actually, worst case scenario would be another keyboard and another sustain pedal if both of them are broken. This person that emailed me contacted the company that makes his sustain pedal. He probably doesn't have an M-Audio SP2 sustain pedal. That's probably his issue. I would recommend going with that for sure. This has been an M-Audio SP2 sustain pedal and Clavia NORD Stage 3 Happy KO video presentation. Have a good day and happy KO to everyone out there.